इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Every day, we bring exciting and high potential franchise business from across the industry. Over the past 27 years, Franchise India has been proudly helped by thousands of investors finding the right business opportunities and successfully start their entrepreneurial journey. Franchise India, as world's largest integrated franchise solution company, our role is to make sure your investment is safe by taking an informed decision and your journey from investor to entrepreneur is smooth and successful. The objective of this webinar is to give you a direct opportunity to connect with the brand founders, the key stakeholders, understand the business opportunity in detail, and openly ask any sort of questions that you may have related to franchising, investment, growth before you take the actual decision. In today's webinar, we will talk about a business opportunity with a brand called Vaikuntha Hotels. Vaikuntha Stays Hotels is an Indian hospitality brand developed by the Vaikuntha and Venkatesh Group, which has over 26 years of experience in the hospitality industry since 1999. Headquartered in Indore, Madhya Pradesh, the brand focuses on providing comfortable, reliable, and affordable premium hotels stay for business and leisure travelers. Vaikuntha Stays offers a FOFO model, franchise-owned, franchise-operated model, where partners own and manage the property while the brand provides branding, operational system, training, and marketing support, enabling franchisees to build a profitable hotel business in India, in India's growing hospitality sector. To talk more about this, I'm joined with Aditya Raj Sharma, who is the Honorable Director of Vaikuntha Hotels with us. He is, but before I invite him to talk more about the business, I would like to, um, you know, inform all the viewers that you also have opportunity to ask questions related to the brand, the business, right? How we both as a brand you can grow together. Uh, so, in case if you will have any question, my request is to please keep on posting it into the Q&A box, and we will take them up once the presentation is over. Now, okay, so I also have the Gish with us, who is our financial consultant. So it's good to have both Honorable Director and the Gish, my colleague. Both are here to give you almost all the answers that you will have. So now I would like to welcome and request Aditya to take the lead. Let's get started with a little bit on yourself and the Vaikuntha hotels, and then we will move on to the presentation. Over to you, sir.
Perfect. Very good afternoon to one and all. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you, all of you today, in this beautiful morning. And just as rightly introduced, myself Aditya Raj Sharma, Managing Director, Vaikuntha and Venkatesh Group. I would like to introduce about the group a little bit before going ahead with Vaikuntha Hotels. So the group Vaikuntha and Venkatesh has been functional and working in five major sectors, which is education, hospitality, real estate, media, and F&B. In the education, we have been functional and working in schools and colleges from the last 26 years. Then in real estate, again by the name of Vaikuntha Developers, we've got multiple commercial buildings. In multiple other sectors such as media, Vision Media Private Limited, so on and so forth, there is a bouquet of these offerings. And in the hospitality sector, it is functional in Vaikuntha hotels as well as Vaikuntha hostels. In the F&B as well, there are two restaurants called Prasadam, South Indian restaurants, as well as Naivedyam, North Indian restaurant. A few of the names are big, known by a lot of people. And Vaikuntha Hotels is again one such brand. Over the years, uh, people had been coming to hotels. They had been coming to Indore. They had been residing in the hotel for a short stay, for a long stay. They loved it and they asked, why don't we franchise it? Why don't we take it to our city as well? We have got the capital. We want to know about the know-how. We want to have your guidelines, your SOPs. You have created it beautifully. Something starting from a customized, standardized bottle to a thank you letter to door handle knobs, something very small. And this is what hospitality is all about. The small gestures, the small systems, the small perfection in operations that really distinguishes a premium hotel from a normal hotel. Hotel and hospitality is a segment wherein an individual stays for a short term. And in that case, it is a very responsible sector to make that small stay a memorable stay. Hospitality sector is a growing sector in the current day and age. Just as we all know, in the past decade and a decade before that, the propensity of people to go out travel was very less. In this decade, as the Gen Zs are coming into the work, we see more and more growth of hospitality. Not just hospitality, but the subsectors in hospitality are growing with a humongous scale. Almost more than 10 to 20% is the band of growth, the compounded annual growth rate, the CAGR, year on year, which is a very big number. If we look at it, it has got many subsectors as well, such as religious tourism, corporate tourism, leisure, and just tourism for its own sake. So if these subsectors are also taken into fold and understood, they have got their own growth rate. If you see, the religious tourism in India in itself is a big number. It's a number which is not equivalent and contemporaneous to any other country. There are four major places which are called the Char Dham. Then there are 18 Jyotirlings. Then there are 51 Shakti Peeth. And this is just about, one religion, that is Hinduism. Then there is Amritsar. Then there are many, Jain religious pilgrims. So on and so forth. There is a huge potential, and this is something very, precise only to India. Such sort of tourism is nowhere possible in any other country, which opens beautiful portals of business to incredible entrepreneurs like you who have joined us today. And that is why today we are going to, know about what's great about hospitality, the subsectors of hospitality, and specifically how Vaikuntha Hotels is going to be one such business opportunity which can be absolutely transformational and, in fact, life-making, when it comes to business. So, Bharat, as you have
Yeah,
already
let's.
told a bit,
Dikish, if
yes.
you could upload the presentation.
Yes, yes, I'm doing that. Just give me a moment. Just give me a second. Yeah, let me know once my screen is visible.
Okay. It's not uploaded yet.
Yeah, it's. I think I've shared my screen.
It is loading now. Perfect. If you could just make it to full screen, any possibility?
I'm doing that. No, it's not actually.
It's okay, fine, no problem. Leave it. Yeah. Just scroll up. Yeah.
Well, I can go ahead as well, not an issue.
Yes. Is it fine now?
Is my screen visible?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, yeah, 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 of course. Yeah.
Yes. So as we can see, the Vaikuntha Stays Hotel and Vaikuntha Hotels, as we are talking about, these are two intellectual properties that are with us. So the prospective investor has an opportunity to take both of these names. It is a choice whether we want to go ahead with Vaikuntha Hotels or we like to go with Vaikuntha Stays Hotels. So both of these intellectual property rests with the group. As we talk about Vaikuntha Hotels, you can just see this beautiful picture right in front of you. You can quite well understand this is a working of a Roman Indian model and a British Indian model when it comes to the exterior of the building. This is one of the SOPs that all the hotels have to be on a similar premium and royal look from the exterior. When we talk about a presentation and a business, it has to be appealing and marketable on 100 touch points. Each and every touch point, right from the external look to the interior look, from the first visit of the guest to the first interaction on the front desk, going into the room, housekeeping services, F&B services, everything counts up to add one more touch point. All in all, there are 100 touch points where we can standardize clarity, standardized color, combination, theme, processes of how everything is going to work out. So as you can see here, this is a Roman Indian and British Indian theme when it comes to the exterior part of it. When it comes to interior, it is very clearly very Indian, vibrant colors, few elements of gray, but vibrant white, cream, golden, and wooden. These are the color palettes that are used for the interiors of the hotel. As we move ahead, we check out that Vaikuntha Hotels, as I said, is a part of the Vaikuntha and Venkatesh group, which is also featured in ABP News, Business Standard, so on and so forth. There are three categories of properties that we are looking out for franchising pan-India. First is a deluxe property. So a deluxe property is a property which is having 15 rooms or plus. Then comes an executive property which has got 25 rooms or plus. Then comes a superior property which has got 35 rooms or plus. These are the different subcategories of properties that we're looking out for franchising. This franchisee model works on FOFO, which means the franchisee hotel is operated by the prospective investor. However, the brand guidelines, the custodian of the brand IP, etc., will be taken care by the franchisor. As you see, Vaikuntha suggests the name of bliss. The name itself, Vaikuntha, suggests a lot of bliss, a place where there are no insecurities, a place where there is no inhibitions. And exactly that is the thing that we want to create in terms of our hotels. A place that feels accessible, as you can see here, stays that feel comforting, services that feel sincere, and experiences that feel personal. So there are category of hotels. One is a generalist hotel, then comes a standardized hotel, and then comes a personalized and customized hotel. Vaikuntha Hotels falls beautifully in between in the category of standardized hotel, where every experience is standardized from the entry to the exit. There are different categories of hotels in which Vaikuntha Hotels falls into the segment of affordable luxury. It is a segment which is highly aspirational, looked forward by all sorts of customers to have their stays. Everybody wants to go in a luxurious hotel. Nobody wants to go in the budget hotel segment. But when it comes to luxurious hotel, the price point is very high. But when it comes to affordable luxury, the price point is within the range, and luxurious interiors, exteriors, the stay, the bespoke staff, everything is monitored and curated in a luxurious fashion. So as you can see, luxury without intimidation, affordability without the compromise, comfort without the complication, services that feel sincere and not scripted. As we move ahead, these are a few projections of the interiors, which are not very expensive to create, but create a vibe of luxury. As we move ahead, Vaikuntha in itself has always been focused on delivering and creating bespoke value. If the value is created in a systematic fashion, the monetary benefits come naturally and automatically. The essence of Vaikuntha stays is heritage with purpose, comfort with class, pricing with fairness, and service with sincerity. The pricing of the hotel rooms are also created just by the name of the category of hotels. So there are deluxe rooms, executive rooms, as well as superior rooms. A deluxe room is comfortably minimal. Executive room is a bit more spacious and having a proper table, chair, sofa. And then when it comes to superior, a lot more is added in that. The color combination, theme, and interior differs for all of the three. So wherein deluxe comes to around white and cream, executive is cream and golden, and superior is plush white with a combination of gray. So these are the different interior colors and different classes of rooms that are available. The price band is ideally fixated with a lot of experience of running rooms on the OTAs. So there is something called as channel manager and OTAs, which are MMT, GoIBIBO, bookings.com, so on and so forth. What pricing really works in what sort of market is one of the most important aspects of hotel. When we start a hotel, we might be thinking we have got everything correct. But if the price point is not correct, it doesn't really convert into sales. And in that case, it is very prudent to make the pricing of the rooms correct. The pricing of the room starts anywhere between 1500 to 2000 for deluxe, 2000 to 2500 for executive, and 2500 to 3500 for superior, as it clearly tells about the affordability. But there is no compromise on the luxurious aspect as well. As we move ahead, we are currently looking for a rollout plan pan-India basis with a preference on all the religious cities, spiritual cities, corporate cities, metros, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, so on and so forth. All of these have an immense potential, and there is always a requirement of an affordable luxurious segment hotel in the heart of the city. There is a specific reason why the Vaikuntha Hotels franchisee specifically works, and that is demand from corporate travelers, families, and long stay guests. What we have observed in our hotel is that there has been a repeat customer rate for multiple times. Not just the customer is coming on a repeated basis, but they're coming multiple times on a repeated basis. What is the reason for such repeat behavior? The reason is, first of all, good hospitality, comfort of the rooms, but most of all, affordable pricing, as well as having that sense of a familiar hotel. Ideally, the hotel should be in the epicenter of either an education center or a corporate center. We also provide MOUs with bigger coaching institutes, bigger corporate companies, so that there is a stable flow of occupancy throughout the year. So there is this proper MOU which is designed and provided by Vaikuntha Hotels, which can be taken to these corporates, and Vaikuntha Hotels becomes as their hospitality partner across the year. So any guests for the company who visit the city have always their stay booked at Vaikuntha Hotels. Now, for example, we have this MOU done with more than 30 to 50 big corporate companies and big giant companies. The occupancy becomes a lot stable. Likewise, for educational institutions, schools, colleges, larger coachings, being in an education epicenter helps a lot. If there is a stable flow of MOU state bookings, normal customers, walk-ins, as well as online bookings, it's always a very smooth ride. So as it has been stated, the franchise model is a FOFO model in which it is franchisee owned, franchise operated. However, there is complete support with regard to the 7 core functions of business. What are the 7 core functions of business? They are marketing, finance, HR, IT, legal, and ops. With regard to marketing, complete 85 point of graphic design, which includes everything with regard to designing in the hotel. For example, designing of the sticker of the bottle, designing of the thank you letter, something as small as a doorknob handle, a inquiry form, or a billing book. All of these things, something even as small as an internship certificate for somebody who has interned in our hotel. All of these 85 points of graphic design are provided in the marketing. In the digital marketing aspect, the core central media team of Vaikuntha Hotels boosts the hotel for the first month, which is the opening and launching month of the hotel, in which social media creation, posting, boosting, everything is entirely managed by the hotel HO. However, after the first month ends, after the launch, for continuous basis and a lifetime basis, basic graphic designs, digital marketing creatives, and videos are kept on providing. And the third aspect of marketing is launch videos. So almost a set of 15 to 20 beautifully crafted videos are provided from the HO, so that our marketing is top notch. Wherever we open, the goal is very clear. We have to create that extraordinary buzz so that everybody in the city gets to know that Vaikuntha Hotels is now in, let's say, Patna, or let's say in Nagpur, or let's say in Shirdi, wherever we are. Ideally, the opening is also done by a celebrity. Either it can be a local celebrity, If it's possible for the franchisee to take up the cost, it can be a Bollywood celebrity or it can be a local politician like an MLA or an MP. But it should be an absolute buzz creating thing when it launches. So this was just a little glimpse of support in the marketing. In the finance, the main working POS and PMS software of the hotel is provided by our HO. So there are two softwares that are required in the functioning of hotel. The first one is PMS, which is the property management system. And then comes the POS, which is the point of sales system. That property management system has absolutely everything that you need to know about your hotel. So for example, as an owner of your hotel, you are sitting in United States for a trip. You can see completely what days are booked for what people, how many rooms are pending, how many rooms have been cleaned, how many are dirty, how many are in process. Entire overview of marketing, finance, HR, IT, legal, ops. You can see on that single software and an app called the PMS app, the Property Management System. It's our own proprietary software, and there's a proper IT team which is sitting for it 24/7 to provide support as well as training to our front desk staff who requires to work on that software. It is connected to all the OTAs, for example, the MMT, GoIBO, Bookings.com, TripAdvisor, so on and so forth. There are almost 15 such OTAs. They are integrated to that software so that whenever a booking comes from the OTA, it is automatically reflected at PMS and the room gets locked. So that there is no double entry, there is no duplicacy, and conservation of time, money, and energy, and transparency for all the stakeholders of the property. This is what the functioning of a PMS is. Then the point of sales software is also there, which is for the restaurants and the banquet. So basically in the hotel, there must be a restaurant, which can be a small as well as a bigger restaurant, which is not much of an issue, which serves as a banquet as well. It's an additional source of income. So basically, in a hotel, the sources of income is not just the room rent, but the restaurant sales and the banquet sales. Restaurant sales is ongoing throughout the day from breakfast, lunch, high tea, and dinner. And banquet sales is when you rent out the entire hall for a proper gathering and a function. The role of the manager in our hotel is to fill up the banquets and the restaurant at maximum scale possible. So that POS software is the software which manages the banquet and the restaurant. That is also linked to that PMS, so that the entire financial picture is very clear on a single point. This was the support of the finance. Then comes about the HR. There is a proper hierarchy of what people are required to manage the hotel. Very briefly, I'll tell. The manager, the front desk executives, and the housekeeping staff. These are the three major pillars of the HR that is required. As a support from the HO and the franchisor, absolute detailed job profile, job descriptions, testing mechanism is provided so that we know what individual to hire, how to hire, from where to hire. There are 5 major job portals where we are supposed to post so that we get the proper individual in very less span of time. An ideal hiring of an ideal individual takes almost a month's time. If we take 30 days of turnaround time for a hiring to happen with a proper system, then it's very easy to do it. Then comes the front desk executive and the housekeeping. A proper training mechanism is present to train all of this staff through the videos. There is proper video training. Then there comes the training of the management. Not just the staff needs to be trained, but the owners and the management of the hotel is also required to get trained about hospitality, how to do things, how to manage things on a day-to-day basis, and how to look at the bigger picture as well of growth. For that, there are two major trainings that are provided. So marketing, finance, HR, with regard to IT, there is a proper checklist of what all things are required on the reception or the front desk, in the lobbies, in the rooms, in the banquet, in the restaurant. What are the elements? Proper pictorial checklist is provided, which can either be purchased from the local markets as per the owners. However, they can also be opted by central supply, in which case central supply can also be possible and it can be provided by the franchise HO. Likewise, IT and legal. As IT, I told all of this technological stack and software along with the checklist is provided. In a similar fashion, what all legal requirements we need to fulfill? What are the documentation that need to be done for the staff? All the appointment letters, bond of sincerity, NDAs. What are the legal documents that are required for the hotel? For example, shops and establishment license, so on and so forth. A thorough, collaborative list of 10 to 15 documents that must be there for our safety purposes. So this is an overall brief overview of the marketing, finance, HR, IT, legal, ops support that is provided by the franchise HO. The investment overview is dependent upon city to city and the number of keys. The number of keys implies the number of rooms in which we are creating the hotels. So it can be a 15-room hotel, which is a bare minimum number. Then comes 25 rooms, 20 to 25, and then comes 30 to 35. An ideal hotel must not be more than 30 to 35 rooms in the Vaikuntha hotels. It can be a lot more ahead, but however, if an individual is not very experienced in the hospitality and F&B industry, it is not advisable to go more than 35 rooms. Because when there is scale, there are multiple other challenges to manage that scale. As you can see, primary revenue drivers are room revenue, corporate contracts, long stay packages, balanced weekday and seasonal demand, restaurant and banquet sales, and the return philosophy. The location evaluation is also supported by the franchise HO. So you can decide the city and you can fix the areas of the city and then you can send it back and a proper report can be given to you with regard to whether a project should be done in this area or not. There are two types of projects in this segment. There are a greenfield hotel project or a brownfield hotel project. So if you already have a hotel, you can convert it into Vaikuntha hotels. And if you don't have a hotel, you can start from scratch, building the ground up. This is called the greenfield project. So brownfield, conversion of the hotel, and greenfield, creation of a hotel, both are possible in Vaikuntha hotels. In any case, the starting of the work for franchisee begins at the interior stage, right from flooring, plumbing, furniture, interior, the work begins. They have to be done as per the guidelines to maintain uniformity across pan India, so that the flooring is in a similar fashion, which is elite. Then the walls, the ceilings, the furniture, the interior, everything has to be bespoke and standardized as per the checklist. An ideal partner profile that we're looking for must be an educated person who is a landowner monetizing a hospitality asset. So we do not promote as of now any person who is looking for a rental engagement. After creation of the hotel, as per the Vaikuntha hotels, the owner can rent it out on their personal judgment. However, as an associative partner, we only take owners as our point of contact. Any person who wishes to take a rental property and make it a Vaikuntha Hotels property would not be a possible proposition. For a simple reason that a person who is renting out a property cannot convert that property as per Vaikuntha Hotel's proposition. They cannot make the civil changes. They cannot make the interior changes. They can just run the hotel. And for that reason, we do not connect with rental people, the people who are renting out a property, but only with the ones who are owners and want to convert their hotel into Vaikuntha Hotel. Business families entering into organized hospitality, the ones who are already having a certain business but wish to come into this amazing sector of hospitality, which is ever growing and never out of business pretty much. Professionals seeking structured hotel ownership, existing hotel ownership upgrading to a trusted brand, investors prioritizing stability over speculation. One of the very important aspects of Vaikuntha is that we completely prioritize on stable occupancy and growth and revenue over any sort of speculative deals, any sort of non-standardization of our property. So as you can see, deluxe room is a comfortably minimal room with less interior, minimalistic view, bright colors, light colors, ideal for short business trips, weekend getaways, solo leisure stays. An executive room is a room which is having a large space, a proper sitting, a study area, sleeping area, proper washrooms, and then comes a superior room which has got a separate dressing, a proper sitting, and plush white interiors. In-room features have to be present as a standard. High comfort mattresses, reliable high-speed Wi-Fi, LED TVs, air conditioning. All the rooms have to be air conditioning in Vaikuntha hotels. None of the non-AC rooms are permissible. Tea, coffee setup, neat hygienic washrooms, ample storage solutions, complimentary bottled water, and zero attitude assistance from the staff. And this is how the actual Vaikuntha hotels, all of these photos that you were seeing upwards, you can have a brief look of it. The Vaikuntha experience for the customer should be the one he or she always remembers as peaceful, comfortable, convenient, and reliable, so that they can visit again and again to that same hotel. As you already know, that the group has been featured at multiple places.
In fact, you rightly said that that hotels is all about the experience you gain, right, while staying there. And I think that is what Vaikuntha hotels are focusing at. See, overall, in case if you look into then the hospitality industry, India's hospitality industry is absolutely witnessing a strong growth, driven by not only the rising domestic travel, but also the business mobility, tourism expansion, and increased demand of the organized good brands. I mean, we already have a few competitors. However, in case if you look into the kind of promise they make is not up to the mark. And I think we have a very good opportunity to, convert your existing hotels into this Vaikuntha, right? Because that is, hmm,
There is huge potential, and the market is so huge. There is a potential,
absolutely.
beyond our imagination, to be honest. If you
True.
actually check the top 25 or 30 hotels in your city, they are almost always full, the 25 to 30 hotels. And
True.
uh, these hotels never see a seasonal fluctuation. They never see any sort of fluctuation simply because the travel and tourism sector in itself is growing. People are moving for multiple reasons, not just education, maybe for corporate travel, maybe for any sort of spiritual tourism, so on and so forth, so many reasons. And for that, there is huge potential. And as we look at the investment and setup criteria, so the deluxe property, executive and superior property, not the rooms, the name of the property, it has been created the same names so that people do not get confused in different names. Deluxe property, executive, and superior. 2,000 square feet is an ideal size for a deluxe property, 3,000 for an executive, and 4,000 for a superior property, which is easy to purchase, easy to manage, and beautiful rooms along with beautiful reception, banquet, and restaurant can be created in this amount of parcel of land. The franchisee fees is as follows: 6 lakhs, 7.5 lakhs, and 10 lakh rupees. Total investment is 65 lakhs, 95 lakhs, and almost 1.25 CR in the Superior Hotel. What does this total investment cover? This total investment covers the flooring, plumbing, tiling, furniture, IT expenses, and other operational first-time expenses of the hotel. So basically, right from the beginning of the interior part, if the hotel is a start from the scratch hotel, or if it is a conversion hotel, again, changing the interiors of the hotel and the exteriors of the hotel, like from painting in the exterior, painting in the interior, changing of a little bit of elevation of the hotel to make it a bit luxurious, royal, elegant. These expenses come into the picture. There are no civil changes included in this. So creation of rooms, creation of restaurants, creation of banquets, reception have to be done prior to this, which is the civil structure. Post the civil structure, these figures come into the picture.
Aditya, you said that you have two opportunities. One is someone can convert their existing hotels into this
Vaikuntha.
Vaikuntha hotels, right? Number one, and number two, the one in case if you have a property which can be converted into the hotels, as per your guidelines, uh, is that true? This is what we have, right?
Surely, surely, absolutely. So there can be a conversion or it can be a creation. Then comes
Okay.
the royalty aspect, which is a fixed royalty per month of 1250 rupees per room. And even if it's a 15 room property, which is built upon 2,000 square feet and is running on a 70% occupancy, it can easily fetch in a revenue of 7 to 7.5 lakh rupees per month, out of which the costing is no more than 35 to 40%. Post that, the profits are very high and lucrative in the hospitality business. The only major cost which stops investors to come into hospitality is the capex involvement. If there is capital expenditure available at hand, then hospitality, especially the hotel segment and an affordable luxury segment, is a highly profitable business opportunity, which is like no other. In today's day and age, there is not a business opportunity that can provide this level of profits and an ROI. This we have experienced working in multiple sectors. So 1,250 rupees is the per room royalty, which is taken from the hotel. For example, if there are 15 rooms, so it will approximately boil down to 18,000 rupees, 18,500 rupees per month, which is cost of one single employee at the hotel. The staff required to manage the hotel is also not a very large number of staff. It's a very minimal staff requirement that is required. The payback period for this level of investment, 65, 95, 128, is 18 months, 12 months, and 12 months. Which if you even see in the franchisee sector, across sectors, it is one of the fastest ROIs that come in this segment. The IRR, which is the internal rate of return, is around 73%, 125%, and 130%. The agreement period is for 7 years, and the staff requirement for deluxe executive superior is 7, 10, and 12. As you can see, it is not a very labor intensive, staff oriented business. It is very SOP driven, system operated business. And that is why most of the times you will not see a lot of the hotel owners ever standing in the hotel. You will never see a hotel owner being in the hotel managing the chores.
Correct.
It is because it is system driven and a high profit opportunity. A lot of the details about the investment and setup criteria can be taken ahead in other rounds of communication with our partners, with a lot of our team members after the this meeting. So this was all about Vaikuntha Hotels, a brief overview about what Vaikuntha uh, is known for, where it belongs to what group, where it has been featured, what is the ideal partner profile, what are the customer segment, where does it stand in the field of affordable luxury, what is the architecture of the exterior, how does it fold out in the interiors, what all support is provided in the marketing, finance, HR, IT, legal, ops, so that as a partner of Vaikuntha Hotels, you do not have to go through all of the hassle of creating the wheel or recreating the wheel. You can just start with absolute expertise, knowledge, skill, and experience from day one. Rather than knowing a lot of these things on yourself, you can just partner with a group which is already functional, known, and working in this. So that was a brief intro about this, Bharat.
No. I mean, you explained it absolutely accurately, and it is indeed a great opportunity. Since you already have 26 plus years of hospitality experience, you already have been in this industry from quite a longer period of time. And this structured offer of franchising, like franchise owned franchise of operated kind of model. This is the best way to expand all across major cities, offering investors the opportunity to build a scalable asset-backed hospitality business with consistent demand and long-term growth potential. As you already very clearly mentioned, the kind of opportunity we have in India in different part in different segment. I mean, as you so rightly said, that India is witnessing a strong growth, particularly driven not only by the rising domestic travel, but business mobility, tourism expansion is also one of the very important aspects of this increased business. I mean, India has always been country of tourism, right? And also by having more infrastructural development, India is witnessing a lot of tourism aspects also, right? And there you can, be a part of this expansion. I think it is a great opportunity. You have multiple reason to be a part of this group. First of all, they already have like 26, they have a strong industry experience of more than 26 years of hospitality, started from 1996. There is a growing hospitality demand in India, rising domestic travel, corporates movement, many other things, even in tier two cities. It is the proven affordable premium business model. You can select. You have three options, which you already have seen on the presentation. You can choose any of the three opportunity depending upon the asset you have. You have two opportunity. One, either you can convert your existing hotels into Vaikuntha, or if you have property, you can convert that into the Vaikuntha phase also. There is a question from Hemant that do you provide the map? I think you are talking about the layout of the hotels. Yes, I think that will be provided, Aditya.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
That.
Hmm. That will absolutely be provided, and complete hand holding how to make this big infrastructure, right, how to maintain it. So I mean the 100% guidance guideline will be provided to you, from the design guidelines to training to operational system to marketing support, right? So everything will be there. Offer
Uh,
business model gives you, yeah,
every Yes, I would just like to add.
yeah, please.
So the map with regard to the architecture of the hotel has to be taken up by the franchisee itself. However, the proper planning of the rooms, what all should be there in a proper room of deluxe, executive, and superior, as well as on the front desk, what all things need to be there to create a bespoke experience right from top to bottom, and in the restaurant, and in the banquet, and in the kitchen. All of these drawings plus the interior is provided by the franchisor so that we need not worry about it. However, the making up and the architectural map, if we are creating right from the scratch, has to be done on the franchisee, done by the franchisee only,
Okay.
because it
And
depends on case to case basis. So basically, a property might come from a hilly region. In that
correct.
case, the creation of map is different as per the architect. Likewise, for a beach resort, it is different. And for central regions of India, for a seismic zone, it's different. For MOS, which is the marginal open space required for a particular metropolitan region, or for a Nagar Palika or a Nagar Nigam, is different. So that has to be created by the franchisee only.
Okay, Adit, based on your experience, what is the expected revenue per room for different cities, particularly in tier two cities, maybe?
See, if we take tier two into consideration, very comfortably 2000 to 2500 rupees for a good stay, just looking at the exterior and the interior and a good presence on the OTAs, it is very
Mm.
comfortable. 2000 to 2500 rupees of ticket size for a deluxe or an executive room. And if it's an 80% occupancy, which is uh, very moderate to manage, 60 to 70 is easy to manage, 80 is moderate, and 95% is absolutely stunning occupancy, then it creates the fortune.
And how long does it typically take to reach the break-even point?
Almost 18 months, 12 months, and 12 months of time goes on to get out of the entire, the most important expenditure of the interior and the layout. See, the civil structure is the heavy expenditure in the capex, but it
Mhm.
doesn't convert into revenue. The interior has to be perfect according to a hotel so that it creates and generates revenue. And in that case, it is the most important expenditure, which comes out in a revenue of 18 months, 12 months, 12 months. And I would also request one of our team members, Media SPOC Geeta, to showcase a few of the graphic designs and a few videos to have a
Yeah.
sneak peek into how things work out.
And also I have a question like, what is the minimum number of rooms required to operate a hotel successfully? Let's even if it is for those people who would like to convert their property into hotels. So, what is the minimum number of rooms you're looking for?
The utmost minimum number is 12, but an ideal number is 15.
Okay.
A 15 is such an ideal number that it creates and generates a beautiful profit along with a good amount of occupancy across seasons and months.
And
Doesn't
how
matter.
much is the operational cost we required to run that
Well, all of that,
15
Bharat,
rooms?
is in the second round of communication, in which an entire financial model is showcased of what all capex is involved, what all
Mm-hmm.
expenditures are there, how much is to be paid for front desk executive, how much is to be paid for manager, and what all the how much to factor in the electricity expense. That is taken in the next round of communication.
Perfect. Absolutely. Perfect. Let's play that.
The audio is not there.
Geeta, when you share it now, you need when you click on share, there will be two options on the right hand side. Share option, share sound also.
I have tried, but I'm not getting option to click on that. Let me stop and restart again.
When you
It's
click
not
on
showing
that share,
click, but it's not allowing me to click on that. So it's an issue.
hold on, let me make you the co-host.
Sure.
Would you try now?
Let me try. No, still the same.
Okay, maybe I don't know, but there could be something. But anyways, so all the viewers, in case if you would like to know more about it, as Adit sir said that he would like to discuss in the second round of our discussion, where we will disclose all the operational cost and the other different aspects of the business. For that, you can connect with us on our number. It is 9717683838. I'm just putting it
We
in.
can have a brief overview here. I'll be just able to share it.
Okay.
So, well, is my screen visible?
Yeah. We can see the beautiful video. So, Aditya, what city we are focusing on, to start with? According to you, which all city you are focusing primarily?
Extraordinary opportunity in tier 1, tier 2. Um, these are the highest potential cities, you know, tier 1 and tier 2 cities like Nagpur, Surat, Indore, Chandigarh, so on and so forth in the west. Then in the east as well, even Bhubaneswar, and in the south as we go, Madurai, uh, Mahabalipuram, all of these places which has got a tourism or a religious hotspot or a
Like
corporate
Mathura,
hotspot.
Vrindavan.
Mathura, Vrindavan, not just religious and spiritual hotspots, but also corporate hotspots.
Okay, okay.
Every city has got a place wherein there is a conjuncture of multiple roads and multiple places. There are highways, like for example, there is an Agra Bombay highway in every part of central India. In all cities, there is an Agra Bombay highway, which is a conjunction of going from south to the north. And on these, there are major hotels, and there is a possibility on in these as well. All in all, Bharat, I would just summarize it to be in such a manner that, from experience in multiple sectors, we have realized that there are three major factors that we need to take care when we go into an industry. First is it must have good vitamin M, which is it should be money wise. Business wahi sahi jo de ROI sahi. Second is it must have a prestige associated with it. So, life is short. It must have a business which is prestigious enough to give you that prestige to you. And hospitality is one such sector which is very prestigious because business and work takes up almost entire time of your life. Almost 60% of your time you are there, working in a business. And finally comes third aspect, which is very important. The business must be hassle free. As long as the business is having a lot of operational hassle, it is not a business. It's like you are not managing the business is managing you. It's like you have brought in an elephant in your house, which is now eating you up. And that should not be the case. So hospitality sector, and specifically in hotels, in, if somebody becomes a partner of Vaikuntha Hotels, it is not just a prestigious opportunity, it is money wise as well as it is hassle free because of the proper SOPs, guidelines to the detailed. Matlab it is so detailed, Bharat. It is difficult to tell in a short span of time how much detailing is done for all the small things. So that the marketing, finance, HR, IT, legal, ops, the seven core functions of business, the product, price, place, promotion, people, packaging, positioning, performance, the processes, all of things go in tandem and make it hassle free for the operator. So that is how it
Absolutely.
is. And it is an exciting opportunity, and I would like to welcome all who would like to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So that was Aditya Raj Sharma, Honorable, the director of Vaikuntha Hotels. So, guys, anyone would like to get in touch with him, please call us on the number which I have shared in the chat box, 9717683838. Or you can also write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. So that's it for the day, everyone. Thank you so much, Aditya, sir, for coming in today, talking about this great opportunity. It is indeed a futuristic point of view. This is indeed a great opportunity to know more detailed, deep dive discussion about more financials. Of course, we would like to get in touch with you separately. That is what he was saying. So call us on those numbers, and let's have a deep dive discussion. We will look into all the aspects of the business, and that's how you will get to know about the actual. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here today. So see you tomorrow once again with a new brand, and we'll explore another business opportunity. Till then, take care. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.